I'm Jonny from Rope Break, joined by Luke today. Hello, Luke.
Hello.
So 11 hours of wrestling this week, if you include Raw and SmackDown. How much of that have you watched?
About 9.5.
9 or 12 hours. I mean, I haven't... I watched most of NXT TakeOver. I didn't catch SmackDown, but I did read up about it, and, you know, sounds very much similar to Raw. Just like people celebrating new titles and stuff, and that's fine.
A lot of promos.
A lot of promos, and it's a good way to build up stories. Not many surprises, really, in terms of there's no NXT call-ups, really, yet. I think that might happen next week at the Superstar Shake-Up.
I mean, who was it? Lars Sullivan debuted.
Lars Sullivan, yes. I was very happy with that. He finally made his appearance. We also had Lacey Evans, looks to be the new opponent for Becky Lynch.
She finally stepped out of the Emelina.
Yes.
That was good. I've been seeing that for weeks.
Yeah, she actually done something. It wasn't just a big appearance and, you know, walking back. But we'll get to Raw and SmackDown later on. We're going to start with NXT. Apologies in advance. I'm not going to do the dark matches or... Well, they're not even pre-show. They were and dark matches, not literally what they were. I'm not going to cover them because, we didn't get to watch them because obviously you only saw them if you're at the arena. So we'll start off. We'll go through this one quickly because there's 16 matches on the WrestleMania card to get through. So there's a lot to talk about today, which I'm sure you'll be happy with. But War Raiders against Aleister Black and Ricochet. NXT tag titles. Now, Ricochet and Aleister Black basically had 3 different tag team title matches in this space of this week, and were unsuccessful in every single one. What do we think of this match then?
Booking at its finest, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, to be fair, I don't think it'll take a lot for these guys to put on, to be buried, so to speak. I think every match they've done so far has been really impressive. There was some questionable moments. I think Ricochet got injured in the NXT match. It looked like he got hurt, but seemingly he came back for the WrestleMania match. So, and he's bloody on Raw.
Yes,
Seems all right to me. But,
well, I love the War Raiders, great. I do enjoy watching them, and I love their entrance, the whole Viking thing. I think it's brilliant.
The chants are great as well. I've just been introduced to War Raiders, and I really liked them off last week. I think there was a bit where one of them actually, I forget which one, but one of them countered Ricochet's when he pops up off the ropes, and I loved them at that point. It just sold me. And
then we do have the North American Championship. It's Velveteen Dream against the original Bro, Matt Riddle. Now, I've been really looking forward to this because ever since listening to Matt Riddle's promo about wanting to retire Brock Lesnar, and I've been like, you know what, I really like you. Yes, I do like you, and I love Velveteen Dream. Matt Riddle's unbeaten so far up until this match. What do we make of this one?
I was shocked at it, you know. I actually, coming into it, I was thinking Matt Riddle might keep up his undefeated streak. WWE seemed to be really liking the UFC fighters having undefeated streaks.
Yes,
so I thought, well, who else, you know? But no, Velveteen Dream put on his usual great match. So I'm happy you won either way.
Yeah, Matt Riddle put on a great show. Velveteen, everyone seems to really enjoy Velveteen Dream. Riddle, I feel like maybe that's just, I don't know, maybe he's not even going to win a title. I think he's probably just going to go straight up to the main roster, as they call it, even though NXT is meant to be the same level now. But, you know, and I hope he does have that match with Brock at some point. He says he's going to retire at WrestleMania. I want that match to happen.
It would be great. It would be great. Even if he jumped in on Brock's, Hall of Fame.
Yes, yeah. Which will happen probably next year, I think. We'll see.
Skipping that.
Right, the 25-minute match of wonderful action from the UK crowd. It was the NXT United Kingdom Championship, Walter against Pete Dunne. Walter comes out on top in this one. I'm, like most people, a big fan of Walter, and I love his music. I just love the whole thing about him, really. And are you a Pete Dunne or Walter guy?
I'm more of a Pete Dunne. I've just been introduced to Walter recently as well. However, Walter definitely impressed me. I honestly, I'm debating in my head right now whether I'm thinking this was the match of the entire weekend, because I just loved it. I didn't follow any of the build up to this match, and yet they sold me on just that match alone. The story was there. Yeah,
the strange thing about that one was it just felt like Pete Dunne basically just said, "Give me Walter." It's like, okay, so is that it? That's your story.
Oh, is that all the build-up?
I think so. He just said, "Give me Walter," and then he did, and then I mean, Phil can keep you corrected on that one because he keeps up with NXT UK more than I do. But that was the basic gist of it, I think. And it was just like, okay, that was weird. Pete Dunne, of course, the United Kingdom champion for 685 days, I think it was.
Sounds
and
about right.
He's finally lost it. I mean, I think at some point that was going to happen, and if anybody was going to beat him, Walter would be the guy to do it. You see there when Pete Dunne, pulls apart Walter's fingers in that segment, that little bit there, that was really hard to watch, but then it doesn't even affect him, and he just goes on to win. And then we have Shayna Baszler against Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, and Kairi Sane. If it were a four-way match for the NXT Women's Championship, Shayna Baszler, I never used to like her that much, but after watching that match, I'm like, okay, I can see why people think she's so good. She is brilliant. Like,
would you say a better Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, Shayna is a better fighter. Ronda's better looking.
Fair enough.
That's what I thought.
All criteria.
And Ronda likes video games, so I get it. Shayna's really good. I mean, would you say she's better than Ronda?
Yeah, honestly,
I think she is a wrestler. Yeah,
I'm surprised she won because I would have said she'd be called up extremely soon. I thought after this WrestleMania, if you asked me like a few months ago, this WrestleMania was when I thought she might be coming up.
I thought she might be a dark horse to win the Royal Rumble. Actually,
not really. Like
I thought
hidden entrance.
Yeah. I thought she would have come out at like number 30 and won or something. But yeah, Shayna proves why she's the best woman in NXT, and they do have the other two. Four UFC horsewomen with her. I forgot their names. And then, of course, Ronda's on the main roster. For how long, I don't know. But, that was a really good match. Really thoroughly enjoyed that one. Do you think Shayna's going to have it for long?
See, this is a difficult one again. I always feel like she's on the edge of coming up. I really feel like it's down to the main roster storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I think her call-up really comes down to where Ronda is at that point, because I think they want them together. They're pushing for this four horsewoman match, and I think it all just depends on where they go with that, like the timeline of that. So maybe SummerSlam at the earliest, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Do you think she'll keep the title until at least then?
Yes.
Because I'm just thinking, who would beat her? Like, I'm trying to think, and like, besides the tag partners, which probably will end up getting turned on her because WWE love to break up tag teams.
Oh, yes. And seemingly put them back together for a one-off Raw episode.
Yes.
Ciampa and Gargano.
Yes, and also, look at the Wyatt family. Yes, Johnny Gargano against Adam Cole in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship. Now, people who are listening, I fell asleep, okay? There's a lot of wrestling to get through this week. WrestleMania is 7 hours, and I needed a bit of sleep before we watched that. So I did fall asleep during this one, and I feel awful because I love Adam Cole. Johnny Gargano, I'm not the biggest for fans, but this is for the vacant NXT Championship, having Tommaso Ciampa, the man who I'm wearing the t-shirt for currently, repping the man that is the Blackheart, is out injured with a neck injury. Vacant title, Adam Cole against Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano wins this one 2-1 in a 2 out of 3 falls match, as I say, and obviously, in my eyes, I'm going to assume that this was the plan all along, regardless of who he was fighting.
Yeah, I feel like they could have held off the Ciampa Gargano storyline. No matter your thoughts on Gargano, I think you could say it was a really good storyline, a really good rivalry, and obviously it was unfortunate that Ciampa got injured. I think Adam Cole, it would again still be a bit early to give him it, so I feel like they had to give it to Gargano, but I would have liked it to be in Ciampa in the match. But yeah, it's still a good match. They still both put on Adam Cole more so put on a better match.
I'd love to see one pay-per-view, one NXT takeover where it ends the show with all of the Undisputed Era holding the title. North American Championship held by Roderick Strong and the other two guys holding the tag titles, and Adam Cole holding the NXT title up at the end of the night. I would love to see him actually go on to Raw and fight for the Universal title.
Oh, against Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes, I can't argue with it, yes.
Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched WrestleMania. I've kind of just revealed that match result. But that was NXT TakeOver New York. I'm hearing people say it was the best NXT TakeOver ever. Now, what was your thoughts on terms of where's that rank for you?
No.
It's not the best ever.
I wouldn't. No, definitely not. I really liked. I think it was Phoenix where it was Andrade versus Gargano. I feel like that was really a good match because I think that was the one Adam Cole had the what was it, no DQ match against Aleister Black.
That was brilliant.
That was a brilliant match. And I'm pretty sure that right now is my best overall takeover.
For me, the NXT takeover Dallas is my favourite one, where Nakamura debuts when Balor fights Mojo. I think that's my favourite one, and it still stands that way. Enzo and Cass are on there as well, I think.
It wouldn't surprise me, they're everywhere at this point.
Yeah. And that is NXT TakeOver New York. Even though, well, this is the actually one that is in New York. WWE clearly don't like New Jersey because they don't mention New Jersey at all.
Never.
Despite the fact that it's in New Jersey, Wrestlemania. But, you know, okay. I don't know what they've ever done to you, but anyway. Move on to Wrestlemania now. There is a lot of matches to get through. 16, in fact, if you include the Battle Royals. I predicted 11 right, so I'm quite happy with that. And as I say, the Battle Royals, get them out of the way. The first one, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, won by Braun Strowman after eliminating one of the guys from Saturday Night Live. I mean, there's no surprise there, really.
No, but I so wish they'd done it differently.
Yeah, I said I still thought Otis would win for some weird reason. Yes. Otis Dozovic winning the Royal Rumble. Well, that's another one. That would be brilliant. But the Battle Royal. But it was won by Andre the Giant's closest guy. I guess the guy who's the biggest guy in the entire roster. So that'll do. Braun Strowman. He lost a lot of weight.
Oh, a lot. I think he looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty, like, not to sound like that, but he ripped his shirt off early on, and I'm not gonna lie, it gave me feelings. It was I feel like he looks a lot better. He's moving a lot quicker as well, and that was one of the things I picked up on recently. He was slowing down, and I couldn't really watch his matches.
Harper's back as well.
That was, man, I was so annoyed.
Yeah.
What a throwaway debut though, as well.
Yeah. Harper had Mustafa Ali on the suplex, and he was just like holding him up there for ages. Mustafa Ali, I'm going to call him Mustafa Ali, even though he's only called Ali now because Ali sounds awful. He held him up in this suplex, and he was standing there on the apron for ages, and then Braun just kicked him off.
The big boot, that was great. I was worried for Harper, to be honest. It looked like he almost went into the announcer table. But it was really, really good spot.
Yeah, it was decent. I mean, as Battle Royals go, it's all right, I guess. We had Carmella win the women's one. Sarah Logan thought she'd won it, which would have been a really cool little twist, and I would have preferred that, to be honest, as much as I like Carmella. And Carmella comes in, as she's been out on the outside the whole time, comes in, then rather than push Logan off, she lets her recuperate and realise, oh, look, I'm still here. And then she does it, which was a bit odd. But Carmella winning it means absolutely nothing because it's just getting everyone on the card. But Sarah Logan, I would like to have seen her get this, though.
Yeah, no, I was actually really excited. Like, when she was there and celebrating, I was like, oh my god, they've done something I wouldn't have expected. This was great. But yeah, then you see Carmella sneak in behind, and you're just kind of like, it's routine. Someone had to be under the curtain.
We have Tony Nese, the New York hometown boy, against Buddy Murphy from Australia, in case you didn't know, because they never mention it.
Never.
And Buddy Murphy gets beat by the hometown hero. Tony Nese is the new Cruiserweight champion. Buddy had that for about 6 months now, so he's had it for a long time, and he's done very good with it. But Tony gets the hometown win, which is very rare for the hometown person to actually win a match.
Yes, it is amazing. Unless it's Sasha Banks, because she just never wins.
No, never. No.
But yeah, no, it was. I think it was a really good match. I mean, I am biased in liking Buddy Murphy. I think he's a really good wrestler. Don't think he was like anything bad by him losing. I think he'll do great either way. Potentially he might be called up as well. I mean, I see if Mustafa gets called up, they might want to bring another 205 member up. But I think Tony Nese will be a really interesting storyline as well, with him taking the title to 205 Live.
I must apologise again, ladies and gentlemen, for anybody listening. I don't really watch 205 Live. There's just so much to watch. It's difficult to watch all of it. Tony Nese, no doubt he is good. I do like there was Landon NXT. I did like Drew Gulak. I quite liked him. That whole there is no gimmicks kind of attitude.
What happened to him? Is he in the Undisputed Era?
No, he's not.
I'm getting him confused with Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong is in the Undisputed Era. But the Cruiserweights, I mean, it's good that they're getting all this, but it's just I don't know. Something needs to happen. I think Enzo was a great attraction at the time because he's different. Neville is obviously he's a Geordie boy. I'm going to watch him, but I don't know. Buddy being the Australian was a novelty. I guess that would have been a good thing, but I don't know what they're going to go and do with this now. The other pre-show match is the Revival, the Raw Tag Team Champions, who Dash Wilder, I feel like might be getting punished actually for punching that guy at the Hall of Fame. I know that obviously people will think, he was right to do that, but like he still did attack a member of the public by just needlessly punching him in the face, having already had Ronda Rousey's husband and a few others lay punches into him already. And this one was more easy to see, so this could get him in a bit of bother. Anyway, Zack Ryder, also from New York, and Kurt Hawkins, who's been on this 269. Vince will find that hilarious.
That's why he ended it at that number.
Yes. 269 to 1. 1 win. Kurt Hawkins gets the pin on one of the Revival members. The beaten streak is over, and Kurt gets his first win. And I thought it would have been the best way to do it would have it happen at Wrestlemania. Like, for a title. That has to be the way it is, really.
Honestly, this has been one of my favourite storylines. Like, like, a few months ago, even though Hardy's been mentioned a few months ago, I saw a tribute video on WWE's page about this losing streak, and ever since that, I've been completely committed to it. And I've been rooting for, I root for him to like have it against Brock, because I hate Brock. So to have Kurt Hawkins break his record by beating
that would have been brilliant.
It's been the best. But I was utterly just really happy for him. There was a move as well, though. I think it was Zack Ryder that suplexed Dash Wilder over the ropes, and he went with him. I think he almost landed on his head. That was a really, I loved the move, but it looked dangerous. But, no, I really enjoyed this match. It was surprisingly good. I wouldn't think I would, but yeah.
It's going to be great when Kurt gets released in about 3 months because we've got nothing else for him. But yes, this beaten streak is over. He gets his first title in WWE since 2008 when he was with Zack Ryder again in the Edgeheads or whatever it was. And then we move on to the main card. The biggest shock of the night, well, Hulk Hogan made an appearance.
I know. With Alexa Bliss, what?
It's like she said, I could make magic happen with a click of my finger. Clicks a finger, Hulk Hogan comes out. See, she's magic. And honestly, she was stunning at WrestleMania. Absolutely beautiful she is. And Hulk Hogan comes out to a very big cheer. Now, a lot of people seem to jump on that bandwagon of not liking Hulk Hogan, but people still cheer him when he appeared.
It's like the Roman Reigns treatment, isn't it?
Yeah.
When he used to get the odd cheer every now and then. Honestly, which side are you on? Are you for Hogan or against Hogan right now?
I'm for Hogan.
For Hogan. I don't really care.
If someone had to pick, I'm more like, well, the thing is, people do stupid things and say daft things, and he's not a bad person. He's just an idiot. We'll just quickly brush over that. I don't know. I think fans, need to not give him the really like Chris Benoit treatment here, because it's like he said something daft, and he has said sorry, and he's still getting big cheers. Yeah. So clearly, he's not hated as much as people think he is.
Yeah,
he's the biggest wrestler of all time, and like he's the biggest star wrestling's ever had.
Oh yeah,
like there is no way to hide from that. And I don't know. I mean, what he said, I don't condone that at all. I think it's terrible. But like at the same time, he said sorry, and he was an idiot. He knows he was an idiot for doing it. But
and hey, if you didn't like his appearance at WrestleMania, you could easily get distracted by Alexa Bliss.
Yes, and it was just like, well, I'll just stare at her all day with pleasure. But Hulk Hogan was the surprise appearance at the start. But another bigger surprise was Paul Heyman starting to just waddle down to the ring like he does, that penguin sort of, that he is.
It's the best, man.
Yeah, he just walked down. He was so angry, and he was saying, well, if I'm not going to be in the main event, well, we're just going to get this out of the way and just get this garbage over with. Here comes Brock, comes down, and the first match of the night is Brock Lesnar against Seth Rollins for the Universal title. Very surprising way to start the show, but also I'm kind of glad, good, get it out of the way, finally, thank God. So Seth Rollins is beaten down senseless by Brock. Absolutely have the crap beat out of him. F5 on the mat. I was thinking, oh no, they're going to have it when it's going to no contest in it. But no, they somehow still started the match. And then the referee gets ran into, which gives Seth Rollins the opportunity to do a low blow. And then nails 3 curb stomps on Brock. And I'll still call it the curb stomp, even I think it's called something else now. And
it's just called the stomp.
I think someone said the blackening a couple of times.
Is it?
Yeah, which is a pretty cool name. But 3 blackenings or curb stomps later, Seth Rollins is your new Universal Champion. Brock, in all intents and purposes, I'm going to say was big clean, to be honest, in that match. That was brilliant.
Did you see Seth get thrown into the German announcer?
Yes.
That was the best.
That was so funny.
I love how the German announcer just literally acted like it never even hit him.
Yeah.
He was totally fine. Putting his headset back on, I'm good. This was honestly the biggest result for me in terms of caring about WWE, because if Brock won, I would never watch another Universal match again, with him. I'm not one of those people that say I'll duck out of WWE if I don't get this result, but I was just sick of him. I love him as a superstar. I just think his whole reign wasn't needed, especially with the Universal title. But I'm so happy for Seth. I think he's definitely the workhorse of WWE at this moment, especially on the main card and Raw, in my opinion, and I think he'll do it a lot of justice.
I'm just glad they pulled the trigger on him, actually give him that chance where, been saying for months, just do it, just give it to him, and they actually did. It was nice.
Yeah, it's
nice change.
Gotta be nice seeing the title for once, once every 3 months. It's still great.
Yeah, and we'll start seeing it more often, as I say, I think. So maybe from NXT, or maybe, I don't know, if they're going to go with Lacey Evans fighting for the women's title, maybe they'll go with, I don't know, EC3 fighting the Universal title, which I'd be very happy with, going for one of those new people. And anyway, Seth Rollins is your new champ. We have a full-time champ now on Raw.
Woo.
Everything is great now. And Brock, I don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't know if he's literally, people have said he's left, but I don't know.
Hope he takes a very, very long vacay.
Yes, when you come back for your Hall of Fame induction. And then Paul Heyman, well, he's going to do nothing without Brock, is he? So there is that.
There are other people he could go with. I really hope he takes. He could go with Ronda. I don't think Ronda's the best promo person.
He could be the talker for Lars Sullivan.
Yes, that would be.
There you go.
That relationship right there is something interesting in itself.
Yeah. And then we move on to what I thought would be match of the night, and I'm not sure if I still think it was, but it was a brilliant match anyway. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. In the fans were saying it was them against the light. There was a big bright light during this entire match, and they could hardly see it.
I did not notice this, but then again, I was 8 hours into wrestling at this point.
Yeah. But AJ Styles beats Randy Orton, and it's another match that, when AJ Styles came in, they're like, oh, I can't wait for this. And I think it delivered.
Yeah. I mean, he kicked out an RKO.
He kicked out of an RKO, which nobody ever does.
No, that's massive. That's a death move right there. That's like what the Dirty Deeds was for a long time. No one kicked out. I don't think anyone still has kicked out of the Dirty Deeds since Dean turned heel. So it's been a while. No, I'm very happy for AJ's. Both of them put on a really good match. I think Randy does really well when he cares.
Randy, I think, is one of the most smooth wrestlers to watch. You watch him and everything's just done so well, so perfectly, in terms of does a power slam and it's perfect.
But he's my favourite power slammer.
Yeah.
It's literally he doesn't even care as well. It's that smooth for him.
Yeah. And Randy, well, he's one of the still full-time performer. How long for, I'm not sure, but AJ Styles puts on a great match, as he always does, and we're interested to see where they go with him now. I can't imagine he'll be away from the WWE title picture for too long. I think a heel's turn might be necessary for him, actually.
Yeah, get the club involved, man.
Yeah, they
remember
need to
that?
do something. Yeah, remember the club, that fantasy group of
the beat up John Cena thing was
the
best.
Was so good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think he'll go Raw. I feel like AJ will stick to SmackDown for a long time. But yeah, heel turn. Why not? He's part-time now. Give him a heel. It's great.
The Usos against Aleister Black and Ricochet again against Nakarusev against the Bar.
Nakarusev.
Yes, indeed. And I said the Usos would retain in this, and they did. Ricochet has a great performance again. I was really looking forward to letting him, because I was with my mates watching Wrestlemania who've never seen Ricochet. I'm like, I cannot wait. I hope they give him a chance to let you see what he can do. Showing why he is so good. Rusev and Nakamura with the biggest red raincoat I've ever seen in my life for his entrance. I don't know. It was a good match. I'm kind of happy that I got the prediction right, considering there's 4 teams involved. No Hardys, which really bugged me.
Yeah, but as you find out,
it
might not matter.
It doesn't matter too much when you watch SmackDown. But yeah, I love the Usos. I think they're excellent.
Yeah, they're my favorite tag team at this point. Like Power and NXT, like main roster tag team, they're my favorite. I don't know if it's just me being used to seeing the Usos in the bar fights. Like I don't think it didn't feel as special like this one. But I mean, each team put in a clinical as they usually do. There wasn't that like special feel or that big move that you hadn't seen before. But yeah, no, good result. I'm happy the Usos won.
Yeah, and again, Nakamura and Rusev put together, even though they were fighting each other for a long time, and Lana.
Still makes no sense to me.
Yeah. Shane McMahon against The Miz. This is a surprising one. I didn't quite expect this result, but when you see the way the match ends, and you see Shane has this opportunity where he gets suplexed off the top of this scaffolding, and falls on top of The Miz, and therefore he gets the pinfall, and Shane McMahon wins his first match at WrestleMania since he beat his dad, I think, at WrestleMania 17, so that's a long time ago. But Shane McMahon, I didn't expect to get a win here. What I also didn't expect was to see The Miz's dad square up to Shane.
I gotta say though, Shane showing him how to put his fists up was
brilliant.
Shane has turned into a really good heel.
Yeah.
No, I really liked this match. I thought they'd done all they could. I'm upset long term wise because I feel like The Miz didn't do a lot better than this kind of mid card feud, but I think overall it was great. That spot at the end as well it just paid off really on top of that big fluffy cushion that they fell on top.
Yeah.
But I could say I was questioning as well with his arm over, like with Shane's right arm over The Miz. I was like, are they gonna count this? Where is?
I saw him lying over it. I'm like, where's the ref? He's going to do it, isn't he? He's going to, and then of course you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Shane wins. As I say, I didn't think. I thought Miz would win, but at the same time, like, there's no way they're going to have Shane lose at WrestleMania for the third year in a row or the fourth year in a row. Just like it doesn't happen.
I think with this as well, The Miz can now move on. I don't think they need The Miz in this feud. I think Shane can carry on with the best in the world gimmick, and someone else can just challenge him.
Yeah.
And Miz
CM
can
Punk.
as well. Why not?
We've got the women's tag team match now. It's the Iconics against the Boss No Connection, Nia Jackson, Tamina, and Beth Phoenix and Natalya. And what a way to end this match. That was a very clever ending, I think.
I was so happy.
Yeah, I was chuffed. I cheered when that happened. I was so happy about Peyton Royce and Billie Kay becoming the new SmackDown Tag Team titles champions. SmackDown titles champions. It was interesting because if you watch this match, you'll see see Beth Phoenix, do a glam slam off the top on Bayley, and as she's about to fall down, you see Billie Kay tap her on the leg, which means she's the legal person. So Beth went for the pin. The referee can't do it. Peyton then takes out Beth Phoenix, and then Billie Kay pins Bayley, and they're the new tag team champions. Give me your thoughts on that.
Honestly, really happy. To be fair, like the past couple months, anything with Nia Jackson to me, I kind of have been skipping over. I'm not a big fan of Nia Jax at this point. I can do without her. But with the fact that the Iconics were in this match, I was watching it. I just love them, man. They're so lovable. Even the way they said WrestleMania, they're the best. I even do the pose at this point. I'm just marking out.
When they were doing that, she was dressed as Maleficent and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I could see. I forget which one. I think it was Peyton was holding back the biggest win face as she was coming down. But yeah, I still had that doubt.
Oh, she was coming down in the ring.
Yeah, they just seemed so giddy.
They were just like, we're going to win this. We're actually going to do it. Oh man, the Iconics winning the tag team titles. You know, that illustrious title. It's held by so many greats like Bayley and Sasha Banks, and that's it. But it's just been starting. Hopefully they'll hold them for a long time.
Oh yes, hopefully.
Paige also came out on SmackDown and teased something that's going to happen next week, and it involves the women's tag team division, so that should be interesting.
Do you want to? Rumor who it might be now, or want to save it?
We can talk about after the pay-per-view of this,
no
but we'll keep it safe for today's show, though. I didn't even realise there was a rumour, but if you wanted to tell me, you can.
Oh no, it's just who I think.
Oh, who you think it'll be?
Yeah.
Oh well. Actually, since we're still on the subject, but who do you think it's going to be?
The two people we forgot the names of earlier, Shayna Baszler,
Oh, those
UFC,
two girls from UFC.
I honestly think they'll ruin their debut and bring them up as Paige's new Riot Squad.
I was wondering if it'd be Io Shirai and
I was thinking that. I don't think that would be I just don't see the partnership.
Yeah, I just feel like if Paige does that, it'd be like, oh, is that it?
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal, really, isn't it? So I see the other two. But
yeah, I would love to see that, to be honest.
I was still hoping.
Or Shayna and Ronda.
Yeah,
imagine that as a tag team.
But I was still, even though there's like very little chance at this point, I was still kind of hoping she was going to see she's coming back.
Yes,
but can't happen, I'm afraid, unfortunately.
I'd love to see Paige come back wrestle. I'd love to see her wrestle again. That'd be brilliant. Sadly, she can't. But move on to the WWE Championship match. It is the angry vegan man Daniel Bryan defending against Kofi Kingston for the first time in 11 years. He's getting a world title shot with the New Day in tow, and it happened. They pulled the trigger. They've done it. Kofi Kingston becomes the new WWE champion.
Baby.
Tell me your reaction to this when this happens, because I was thinking, they've got 3 fairy tale matches here. They're not going to make it happen to all of them, surely. I thought this is the one that's going to take the short straw.
Yeah, just before it started, I made my way through. I got to this match and I was thinking, WWE haven't done wrong yet, really. Like, they haven't done a massive mistake. Sure, the early pre-show matches could have been differently, but I was just thinking they've done everything right. They surely can't give everything make everything the right decision. Like, Kofi can't win, and there was a point where I thought they might have just kept Daniel like the champion, but I forgot how nice of a guy Daniel Bryan actually is, and I know in the back he's like, give it to Kofi, push Kofi. So I was really happy. There was some really good moves in this match as well, and yeah, I was dead happy.
Kofi with a submission move, which was interesting.
I know, never expected
that. Yeah.
But you gotta do what you gotta do to get that title, haven't you?
Yeah, and we got rewarded by Big E doing a split in the middle of the ring on Raw and SmackDown.
Big E's the best.
He's the best out of the 3 of them. I'm sorry, I love Kofi and Xavier Woods, but Big E is the best.
I thought he would have been the push as well, when they were about to replace Mustafa with Kofi. I thought it would be Big E, and I was really hopeful, because even when he's not speaking, he's just the attraction, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's doing something.
He's so funny. He's got the biggest personality on the card, in all honesty. A guy 200 pounds, 280 pounds doing the splits, who's built like an absolute brick house.
It's the sight.
It's incredible. Anyway, yes. So there we go. Kofi Kingston, he's your new WWE champion, and after that, they got rid of the hemp belt, the high belt, as you might want to call it, and replaced it with the original title.
Thank God. Yeah, and so you could see the wear and tear on that hemp belt by the end of it. So no, it looks so good, this belt. I know it's pretty much the original, but it just looks fresher.
Yeah,
it's nice to see after so much of that hemp belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was very happy. There was a point actually I was going to mention. I thought, like, just after Kofi got the title, I thought again, it can't go right. They got to do something. I was thinking Big E and Xavier, with them ducking behind them, might have jumped them, but I'm so glad they didn't.
They just kept it going. What's going to happen, I think, with them is the Superstar Shake-Up's going to split them up.
Really? All right. Yeah.
I don't think they're going to turn heel. I think Big E's just going to appear on Raw by himself. Or Kofi turn up on Raw by himself.
Yeah, I was going to say they might keep Xavier and Big E together. Xavier's good, but I don't see him being on his own yet. And Big E's young, so I feel like they'd still keep them together.
What a great match that was, though. But one of the matches of the night, feel good factor. I leapt up my seat cheering. Most of my people who were watching with me, we all did. We're all cheering because we all wanted that so much, and he's done it. He's the new WWE champion, first ever African American champion that's black, and there is no asterisks involved. He is just the first African American to do it, so that's brilliant. Samoa Joe against Rey Mysterio. Not much to say about this, really. 1 minute.
No, to be fair, I am happy how they're booking Joe at this point.
Yeah.
It seems like they're building him back up to be like this monster person. Joe does that himself, but when the matches take place, there's still that doubt of him winning. At this point, I think they're doing right by him, and I think he's going to push for that big title once the brand splits over.
Yeah, sure. I think Joe has an interesting challenge waiting for him on SmackDown if the guy who interfered on Tuesday this week is moved to SmackDown full time.
I don't want to see it though. I don't think we need them both on the same brand.
It was Strowman who came out on SmackDown and interrupted Samoa Joe after he just had another match, I think it was. And Braun Strowman, it's weird because they're talking about the Superstar shake-up happening next week, so it's like, so he's not on SmackDown then, that was just random.
They did that last time, didn't they? A few people showed. I think Seth showed up on SmackDown last time.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, is this part of it? No.
Yeah.
No.
Another one was Drew McIntyre appeared on SmackDown, who
good.
I think probably will end up there, but was like, well, what do you do that for then? Why did you come in this week?
Yeah, why ruin it? Yeah.
Roman Reigns against Drew McIntyre in this match. Once again, the fans are back to booing him. Again. I'm not happy with that. Like, say what you like about him wrestling-wise, but the guy's just recovered from cancer, and he's getting booed.
Makes no sense.
What are these fans, man? Honestly.
Like, I love Drew, and I think the finish could have went on a bit longer. I think Drew could take more than...
Drew dominated that match, by the way.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And then Reigns does one spear and Superman punch, and he wins.
I think that's what upset the fans. Even though they shouldn't be booing, I think the way they booked it was wrong. But I think this will be a quick turnaround. If Drew moves over brands, then I think they'll forget about this quite quickly.
I think, the fact he had a match with them is probably good for him.
Yeah, massive.
Of course, we wouldn't have WrestleMania without Triple H having the longest match of the entire night and the biggest entrance. As I've listened to a podcast recently, Jesus Christ could come out and have an entrance on the show. Triple H would still have to have the better entrance.
It really would. What the hell was that, Mad Max?
That was so bad because it's like Triple H is trying to be relevant by using a movie that's 5 years old.
Oh my god.
Anyone who says that was a good entrance, no, it's awful.
It was like a PlayStation 2 cutscene.
It was the worst. Triple H has done some bad entrances. The Game of Thrones one with Stephanie talking on the castle or whatever it was a few years ago was awful. He done this Terminator one a few years ago as well. And now he does that. And it's just like, it's not good.
It's hilarious because it's so bad.
Yes.
That's not what you want, man.
Yeah, and then Batista does his entrance, which was pretty cool, coming out with his music and stuff.
He tripped over the ropes.
Yeah, he did. Apart from that bit,
saved it.
He came into the match and then he tripped over. And his entrance felt like it was going on for about 10 minutes, and it's because apparently they had to reverse the cars back into like an area on the stage.
I didn't hear that
bit. Because someone who was there mentioned that we were reversing cars into this area, so Triple H could have his biker thing come out. So the reason why Batista's entrance took so long is because they were like doing that, and obviously they didn't want to, cut the music off and then have like 10 minutes of silence. So they had to keep going and going and going. Batista fell out of the ring, walked around the ring, went back into the ring and didn't fall down this time. Done as usual.
Saved it.
And then Triple H comes out. And Triple H also, one of the spots of this match, pulls out Batista's nose ring. What do we make of this match as a whole? I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, to be fair. Compare this to the tag match that happened a few weeks back at Crown Jewel. I think it was Crown Jewel. Yeah, it was Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
A lot better.
When you consider these two guys have a combined age of 100.
Yeah. I think Batista done really well, I would say.
Yeah, he didn't look like he missed a beat, really.
No.
Triple H, if he lost, he would have been forced to retire, even though he has one match a year anyway. But,
this is what I didn't get. Sorry to interrupt. This
That's
is what
all right.
I didn't get. Apparently, I don't know if you saw, but Batista's retired.
Yes.
After that match. I didn't get that because I thought they would have made that part of the stipulation.
Exactly. I think Korea versus Korea should have been the case here.
Yeah, but all they done was kept promoting that it's Triple H. That's got his career on the line.
And then Batista gets beat, and then he announces, "I'm just retiring from international, from sports entertainment now." It's like, great, that's good. But why didn't you just involve that in the match if you were going to do that anyway?
He's bigger than it, he is. Like he's definitely Hollywood now, but
he doesn't need this. I think the views might have gone up for this just because of who it is. Like, oh, it's Drax. Let's see how he does.
Maybe there's a spoiler to Endgame in the WrestleMania.
Yeah, maybe.
Thanos debuts. Part of Triple H's entrance.
We're like in WrestleMania 40 when he doesn't avenge his entrance because he's going to be out of date.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Batista, though, Hall of Fame career, will be in Hall of Fame probably next year in Florida when it's there. Next one is the final match of Kurt Angle's career people were waiting for, John Cena or somebody else to come out and, take out Baron Corbin. Nope, it was just a normal one-on-one match. Kurt Angle against Baron Corbin in his last match. And as I predicted, Baron Corbin wins.
Yeah.
You're not happy with that?
Nah, I'm still not over it. I feel like this was probably the one bit that fans would be the most annoyed with. Even though I haven't heard much from it, I thought it was gonna be. I was a big fan of Baron when he first came up. I love his deep six and the end of days moves. I think they're really, really good moves. But yeah, you just think Kurt deserves better. See, when he came back, I wasn't that big of a fan of him wrestling again, to be honest. But with his legacy, yeah, I think he just deserves better.
Yeah, I think Corbin winning is a good way of passing the torch on. I think that's the only way to go, in my opinion, with this. If Kurt Angle is the kind of guy who doesn't think of his ego, he puts the stars over first, and Baron is a younger guy. He's going to be there for a good 10 years. They need to be putting these people over instead of his own ego. And John Cena versus Kurt Angle serves no purpose.
No, and I mean we got Justice by John Cena earlier in the day, which we can talk about.
Elias with a 3-man band.
That's the best thing. But we'll talk about after. But yeah, I mean we did see Samoa Joe match. I would prefer Samoa Joe be the person Kurt fought at WrestleMania, but we still got that match on Raw. I think it was.
Yeah.
I think you go with SmackDown.
Samoa Joe was on Raw with him, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm happy. It doesn't bother me as much.
Let's talk about that John Cena Elias moment then. So Elias comes out, ladies and gentlemen, Elias playing the drums, ladies and gentlemen, Elias playing the keyboard, ladies and gentlemen, Elias in the ring, and he's playing guitar, and he has a song which was brilliant.
It was really good.
And I was thinking to myself, I didn't really pay attention to the song. I was too busy thinking, right, who's going to interrupt? Is it going to be The Rock?
Yeah.
Because, for a rock concert. And then it was John Cena with Doctor of Thugonomics. Didn't once break character. Was in character that entire segment. And that was excellent.
Who the hell thought this would happen? It
I'm
brought
so
back the
happy
F union as well.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, wow.
You just get the FU. I think Cena's got, Cena's a bit like Randy in that sense. I think even Cena's just doesn't care anymore. Because he's like, well.
He'll get away with it as well. No one will tell Cena off.
And then we move on to Demon Finn Balor, finally making his return after 6 months or whatever it was since he last made an appearance against Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush, who I didn't realise was back with Lashley.
Yeah, that was kind of it was glossed over, that wasn't it?
Yeah, because they split up because Lashley attacked him quite badly, beat him up.
Yeah.
And then they're back together again.
You know what? Let's just do what WWE does and just forget about it. It's all good.
Leo Rush was never separated from Lashley. What are you talking about?
Oh, they're all a team. We're all friends here, man.
Yeah. Lashley with some weird gold contact lenses.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was the lights or not. I couldn't tell at first, and then I thought, oh wait, that's contact lenses. Why? Is this his way of battling the demon? I have my contact lenses. This is my alter ego.
And I have a headband. What are you going to do? Finn Balor, the demon Finn Balor, who is literally exactly the same as normal Finn, just with face paint on.
They've done the demon so much better at first, because he just seemed faster, better paced, and
they need it more often. I don't really like how short the matches are, and also how little he's making an appearance. Why on earth are you the demon against Bobby Lashley and not the demon against Brock Lesnar?
Not even Bobby Lashley, Baron Corbin.
Yes.
And not Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Why? But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they went over a lot of story about it. There is a lot of story behind his whole gimmick of the demon, as well as they've done in NXT, I believe. I don't see why they don't go over it again. Just because at this point, what difference is he? No one really knows. They should push it a bit more. I'd
like to see more of it. Maybe it's SummerSlam, Money in the Bank or whatever. And I'll move on to the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship winner-take-all match. Charlotte against Ronda Rousey against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is the winner. Again, 3 fairy tale stories, and they've done them all.
Yes. This one had a weird ending.
It did. It had a very strange ending. Do you want to go through that ending?
Yeah, so Ronda seemed to be gaining momentum. She done her I forgot what she calls it when she has Becky on her shoulders.
Piper's Pit.
Yeah, Piper's Pit. And then I think it was from that. Seemingly she just got rolled up, and Ronda's shoulders came off the mat at one point. The referee didn't see it with the angle, but counted to 3. I don't know really what happened there, to be honest.
I feel like they meant to have that pinfall, but the shoulders were meant to come up, and that was Ronda or Becky making a mistake, because obviously they are very talented, but to deliberately do that seems like a bit. No, I don't know.
I think they did the right thing by not having one of them submit the other, because they're keeping all 3 of the submissions strong at this point. I got reminded like yesterday, I think, that from a friend, that Becky's win against Charlotte and Becky's win at the Rumble all were dodgy finishes, so it's kind of keeping up continuity in that respect. But I don't know, it's just a weird way to give her the title.
I think Ronda getting beat by a roll-up is the best. It's the only way you can do it. I think that was the best way to do it, because Ronda's not going to tap out.
No.
And it's for her to be tapped out just isn't believable, in my opinion, considering she's an actual fighter. So then for her to get rolled up, anybody could have that happen to them, like accidentally, like Brock could be rolled up by accident. If you're on a certain angle, you just can't move your arms.
Yeah.
So, like, Becky done the right thing, I think. I think it was booked the right way. I do feel like it was kind of rushed, obviously, because it was a long show. I felt like it was like, oh, she's won, right, great, let's get the fireworks and let's go. It did feel kind of like, let's get the celebrations out of the way quickly before anybody comments going, hey, that wasn't right.
Wait a minute.
Overall, what would you say of the show? I mean, I personally would put it up there as one of my top 5 favourite manias, because for once I was very happy with the results.
Yeah, again, I think they made the pre-show matter, which is a big thing for WWE.
Yeah.
It never mattered. So, yeah, overall, yeah, I got everything I wanted. Elias goofy bit, John Cena show. The Undertaker didn't show, which was great for me, because I get sick of the entrance. Unless he's on his like old American gimmick with his bike. Like, I want to see that entrance again. But every result I was happy with. Yeah, one of my best WrestleManias that I've seen.
The Undertaker did appear on Raw, of course, the next night against Elias.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
Elias, man, like, you just can't bury him at this point. Like, even Cena fucking-nomics, man, with like the next person to come out to interrupt me is a dead man, and there was like that perfectly weighted pause, and
then his eyes just went, what?
Oh, did I just do that?
Yeah. And overall, just a great show. I enjoyed the weekend generally. Raw and SmackDown were all right. I mean, the Hardy Boys are the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions following the defeat of the Usos, which still holds the question, why didn't he just do it the night before? But okay.
It's WWE, man, nothing makes sense.
Yes, it doesn't need to in their eyes. But also, something else that doesn't make sense. Did you see the promo for the little Jack in the Box buzzard thing?
Oh, the Hawaiian shirt raptor thing. I'm pretty sure it's Bray. The laugh sounds like Bray, and it's so bad. It's one of those things that I feel like even the kids watching the show will be like, what is that? No. What do you make of it?
Well, it is Bray Wyatt. I'm fairly sure it is going to be him, because it's just so obvious, and I can't wait for him to come back and do his usual thing of not winning any match and then disappearing again.
Yeah. Maybe get back together with Harper,
because that's what, who cares about moving people on? Maybe what they should do now is have Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan team up again, but this time keep it for longer than 2 months and have Daniel Bryan as the leader of the group.
Yeah, no, I'd be thoroughly for that. Maybe a beard gang would be great. Get Harper in there and beard club. It would be the best.
Yeah, and then you can join that.
I would definitely join that.
Great WrestleMania, definitely up there as one of my favourite ones. And it was just nice that for once, when they actually had matches that could go our way, all of them did. Besides maybe Shane Miz and Baron Corbin, Kurt Angle. Other than that, everything was just brilliant. I mean, if Batista won, that would have made it much better for me.
Yeah, I wanted them to win.
Yeah, I don't mind Corbin winning, and I don't really mind Shane winning, but Batista, oh man, it would have been brilliant to see him get that win as his last thing before he leaves for good. Brock getting beat, perfect. Loved it.
I feel like they hit a massive reset button in a way. They're doing a clean sweep. They're getting Paige back. They're doing a brand split. Everyone you wanted to win wins. And yeah, I think now's the time for them to really change things up. How they do that, who knows?
One thing I did say, Mojo Rawley's gone through a bit of a weird career change. I feel he's going to fight for the world title.
Really?
I don't know which one, but I feel like he will, yeah.
You think the face paint will take over?
Yeah.
You think he'll use like a mirror on a stick or something like match?
I feel like for some weird reason, I feel like he's going to be getting some kind of, at least a push for one title. Just because, like, yeah, why not?
I do like Mojo, to be honest. I think like he's a good promo guy. I just don't think he's had the right story. Whether he's up for the World Championship, if they give him a right push against the right people as well, I wouldn't see him going up against Seth. I'd see him going up against maybe Finn to start, maybe start at Finn and then build up. But I'd like to see Mojo get a good push, but Kurt Hawkins over Mojo every day.
Yeah, definitely. And also next month, because, why wait? Because, impatient. Money in the Bank is next month.
Oh my God, more wrestling.
It's in May. So we might have to do something like this again after Money in the Bank. I normally would have waited until June or July because, that's when it normally is. But WWE have decided, no, let's put it as soon as possible. Let's put it in May. And then have SummerSlam in August and the usual. But yeah, so that'll be a good one. I love Money in the Bank as well. That's always good.
You got an early prediction at this point?
Well, I presume it's going to be just 2. I think for the women's one, you'll have somebody like Ruby Riott win that, maybe. Or maybe Mandy Rose, because she sort of fits that sort of character better.
Yeah.
And then on the men's side, you want to go for somebody like Mojo, somebody like that. I wouldn't give it to Braun Strowman or Drew McIntyre because they don't need anything like that to win matches.
See, I reckon Drew will be in the title scene before that. I reckon they're gonna give him a big push if he moves brands.
Or they could have Xavier Woods win it, and then he could shockingly
give it to Big E, man.
Give it to Big E, and he could shockingly, fight. That could be a way of splitting the New Day up. Actually, having him beat Kofi for the title.
I mean, my dream guy to win at this point is Andrade Cien Almas. I'm not losing his last name. It's the best name. But he's not just told 100.
Actually, no, I'm gonna say right now, I'm going for Rusev.
Rusev. Another push.
Yes, and this time he'll get a world title.
Yeah. Which one though? Not Uni.
The WWE title.
Yeah. I would say.
Yes. But yeah, that's all we've got really for now. But again, if you've got anything you'd like to add, what was your thoughts on WrestleMania? What's your prediction for Money in the Bank? We'll have them now. Let us know. Where does this rank for you? Anything you think they could have done better? Let us know in the comment section, as always. And thanks for listening. And then get in touch with us as well. You can follow us at Rope Break UK on all social media platforms. Get in touch with us and tell us what you think we should do next, or just your opinions of anything WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, wrestling related generally. We'd like to hear it. I've been Jonny, and this has been Luke.
Hello. I'll see you later.
That could be our new gimmick. You could end the show with hello.
Hello. The one thing I have to get right is say goodbye,
yes.
and I say hello.
We could start. This could be his new gimmick, ending the show with hello, starting with goodbye.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, yes, this has been your predictions, your review of WrestleMania. We'll get it right eventually. And we'll see you at the next podcast. There's been a lot of wrestling. We're tired, okay? Sorry.